tip out Case Walker.
You look good out there.
Brody James, what are you doing in Beaumont, Texas?
Why'd you walk away from the game?
I just didn't want it anymore.
Time's running out, Case. I just signed with Primordial Combat.
They're a freak show. A bunch of roided up fighters with damn near no rules.
You gotta come with me, Case. Help me train for this fight.
What, Thailand?
Every day you're scuttling around here in the boonies is another day that you're not on top.
PFC is proud to announce a title fight between these two titans of MMA.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the guy Brody asked to fly halfway around the world to help him train for this fight.
New school versus the old school.
I've been having this vision. I've been having this vision. Breaking out of these walls. Busting out of this prison. Either rise or you fall. I'm on a mission, bringing my dreams to fruition. I ain't playing at all. Bring out the body bags. I'm about to kill them, deliver them to the mortician. Light them up, light them up.
This guy's a disruptive presence to the camp.
He was unstoppable.
He wants it his way or no way. I can't do business with something like that.
Light them up, light them up.
What about all that karate code of honor you're always talking about?
James is out after suffering a knee injury in training.
This fight's gonna happen.
Who's fighting Braga?
You are.
Come on, old school, let's do this.
I gotta do what I gotta do. That's for my fist, like in my face. I gotta do what I gotta do. I pray to God, he never came. I'ma do me, I'ma do me.
You wanted a shot? That's your shot.
Never change. That's in my blood, I'll never change. That's in my blood, I'll never change.
He thinks I'm Rampage Jackson, doesn't he?
No, he thinks you are Cuba Gooding Jr.
He really likes snow dogs.
Big fan, man.
Hey guys, Handycapkid here again. We're doing another movie recommendation. Alright, just to let you guys know this real fast though. Alright, this is the third one in the series. Okay, it's called Never Back Down 3, Never Surrender. Now you won't miss too much if you go straight in and watch this third one. The first one, Never Back Down, doesn't have anything to do with the main character. In this one, the main character of this one is in the second one. He's kind of the coach, and it kind of goes around him teaching the his students and them learning and him learning from them. And then the third one is just mostly him. The third one, though, the reason I'm doing the third one is because my favorite. I will say there is a scene with direct nudity in this when he gets to Thailand. Just giving you a warning now, so if you sit down with your kids to watch this movie, if you're like my dad was, action movies, action movies like Jackie Chan fight movies, Rush Hour, stuff like that, and then Indiana Jones. These type of movies were me and his bonding time. That's because he was heavy into music. I have no musical talent whatsoever. I have trouble with Guitar Hero. I was heavy into martial arts and stuff. He wasn't. So it was kind of, the movie thing was all we had. So this, if that's your thing, just giving you a warning now, depending on your how you are as a parent and your kid's age. There is a scene where he goes in the hotel to get his buddy to start him training. There are two women that are just fully topless, and it does show. So we need to cover their eyes. Of course, that depends on what type of parent you are. So I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Just giving a full-on warning. That way I don't get any angry comments. So Never Back Down 3, Never Surrender. This movie is another one of my favorite martial art movies of all time. It's really underrated. And the reason it's my favorite is particularly just one scene and one scene alone. It actually is circled. The reason I watched this movie is I already watched the first one years ago. I enjoyed it, but it was very, very kind of reviving the Karate Kid to me. Without being the Karate Kid, it was just kind of it's hard to explain. It was very Karate Kid vibey. New kid, it was new kid in the area. Bully is a fighter, beats the new kid up. New kid finds an instructor. Instructor teaches him how to do things, and then they fight in the end. It's very Karate Kid. This one went in more depth. It had a bit more story into the next two. But this one, Never Back Down. This one circled around. The reason I hunted this movie down, because I didn't even know there was a third one. I didn't even know there was a second one until I saw this video. This one scene alone, it actually breaks it down very easy. I'm a traditional martial artist. For those of you who watch a lot of my movies or a lot of my videos, know forms or patterns or hyungs or those traditional aspects of Taekwondo, Kung Fu, Tang Soo Do, whatever it is, traditional karate, whatever. people who it broke it down pretty well for people, and in my opinion, one of the best ways to see it for people who don't know what those are. Because if you just watch a traditional form, I actually have a few of them on my channel. I have I think the first 3 for Taekwondo on my channel. They were quickly done. They're not very pretty, but most people are going to look at those and go, "Why? What's the point? You're doing it's like a synchronized dance. What's the point?" The point of them is to train your body for scenarios. It's kind of like a simulated pretend fight. What would you do? You look to your left, there's a guy there, what do you do? You look to your right, there's a guy there, what do you do? And it's training your body to look around you and do certain moves. And there's this one scene, I love it. He's a very hardcore traditional martial artist, and he's doing his forms, and he's being made fun of by everyone in the gym. This is a big UFC, not a UFC gym, but it's a big gym. It's like UFC, it's cage fighting, it's new age martial arts that everyone loves, and they're making fun of him. And the guy who's been making fun of him beats everyone in the gym. So he finally, goes, "What about old school over there?" And you get in a fight, and of course, the star's just kind of like rubbing it off, like, whatever, toying with him at first, and then, well, what happens? It actually breaks it down to a point where he takes his stance, takes the position of the form, and it shows you what he did in his form, and then it shows it in practice to an attack. And it was really good. It was really well broken down. It showed that great. It's actually, to this day, it's a scene I pull up to show my students when they ask. Like, every single one of them do. I have yet to have a student not ask me, "What's the point of forms?" Because everyone hates them. I'm a third degree black belt in Taekwondo, a second degree in Tong Soo Do. I'm working on my Aikido black belt, and to this day, I still hate forms. I hate them. All right, whenever I get that list of my new requirements, and I see 3 or 4 forms, I'm like, oh God, everyone hates them. I've met very few people who don't hate them. All right, so this scene is beautiful for that, and it's a great film with lessons and about forgiving yourself and looking through yourself and stuff like that. It's got a range of great actors. Honestly, the only other one I recognize, this guy, he was really good. I believe he played Spawn in the old live-action Spawn movie. I believe he was the guy who said something about Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad that Joker shot. He was in Falcon Rising. He's been in a few films that are really good. But the only other guy, I can't remember his name, but the only other guy I don't recognize, he was like in Muay Thai Giant. He's just a really big guy. He was like the real big final boss fight guy. So that's the only guy. So a lot of these actors were kind of underrated, in my opinion. They had, they could go places and stuff like that. It was full of fun, full of jokes. Showed, like I said, great lessons. Like, there's no shortcuts at all. You're not going to, there's a reason to train certain ways. It does explain great things, like in boxing and in mixed martial arts, why they wrap their wrist in knuckles. It's so they don't break their knuckles or wrist. It's not so and their exact words are not so you don't hurt your opponent, but so you don't hurt your damn self, and it's because you don't know how to punch properly. Now, that's not saying if every traditional martial artist is going to hit somebody and it's not going to hurt. I've hit people in the face, and guess what? It hurts. All right? It's just because in the heat of all that in an actual fight, the slightest thing with punching, with everything going on, especially with someone else who's trained, I'm going off on a tangent, but you can have a bent wrist when you hit something the wrong knuckle. All kinds of stuff can happen. Knuckles are easy to break. Wrists are easy to break. The human body in general, while it's really resilient, it's actually rather weak. So it has great martial art lessons in it, great comedy, great fights, realistic fights too. So that was another great thing. Highly recommend checking it out. This is probably my longest recommendation ever. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out at this point because you got the trailer plus this long 7-minute thing. Go ahead and hit that likes button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. If you have anything you want me to review or see or do a walkthrough, whatever, leave it down below. We'll catch you guys next time.